Day, we have decided on researching the Redcar RNLI and the Zetland lifeboat, as we think it's an important part of our past, present and future. Please enjoy our presentation.
Why does RNLI deserve to be remembered? We think that RNLI deserves to be remembered because of its amazing work that it does for the community, saving lives daily. Also, it deserves to be remembered for the tourism and money it brings in. This helps Redcar to be regenerated and to become a happier and safer place. Finally, RNLI deserves to be remembered because of its world's oldest lifeboat that resides there, known worldwide as the Zetland.
We have made a few pieces of evidence on how great it is. One piece is our history of the Zetland lifeboat. Built at South Shields in 1800 by Henry Greathead, the Zetland is the oldest lifeboat at RNLI in the world. It was originally stationed at Spurn Point in the Humber estuary before being bought by fishermen in Redcar for £100 in 1802. The boat was renamed Zetland and served 500 people before retirement. It now resides at RNLI in Redcar.
Another piece is our newspaper, which has more information about Zetland. We have also tasted it to make an authentic look. The Zetland boat is the oldest lifeboat in the world. It was both launched and in service since 1802 until it went out of service in 1864. At the moment it is preserved in the Zetland Lifeboat Museum and viewed for free. Casey Jo Brignall commented, "It is amazing how a lifeboat can preserve for so long." Henry Greathead, Richmond, North Yorkshire, built this legacy. He was born in 1757 but sadly died in 1818. Hannah Thistlethwaite said, "The lifeboats are amazing, they are truly breathtaking." In 1880 it was launched with two other lifeboats, the Crosley and the Emma.
We've also added pictures of the lifeboats and an illustration of the Zetland boat by Evie.
Also, we have an origami ship made by Ella and the hand-drawn sailor by Hannah.
We have also got some business cards with the information of the lifeboat station. And we also have a certificate of significance for the RNLI.
Finally, there are some paper flags of the RNLI logo. These were made by Casey and I.
I have made this PowerPoint for an easier view of what is written.
Thank you for watching us present our work on PowerPoint.
It was a great day and we really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Welcome to the Inspire to Learn Challenge Day. We hope you enjoy our presentation on someone or something that should be remembered in our area.
We chose the Anglo-Saxon princess that was discovered in 2005 to 2007. It is currently on exhibition in the Kirkleaton Museum.
As you can see, we are very enthusiastic about this choice and we created information sheets about the history of this princess.
For example, the fashion. Men wore wool or linen hip-length undershirts with long sleeves and probably loin clothes. Woolen blouses were held up with a belt threaded through loops. A tunic was pulled over the head and reached down to the knees. It was usually decorated at the wrist, neck and hem and was long sleeved.
We also acquired a newspaper that was published at the time of the discovery.
In 2006, archaeologist Steve Sherlock led a team of local volunteers to make a significant international discovery. The site was situated in an Iron Age street named Street Houses. The field near Loftus is owned by farmer Alan Bothroyd. The team found gold and silver brooches dating back to the Anglo-Saxon era. They also found a grave believed to belong to a princess.
We also created a model of a sword they found a jewel picture of a jewel that was found in the grave of the princess, which is in the middle.
Sadly, we couldn't find the princess's name, and when the archaeologists discovered the grave, the body wasn't there because of the acidic soil she was buried in.
So, why should this princess be remembered?
Well, as you can see, she is a very important person in our community's history, and she also teaches archaeologists and young people today about the Anglo-Saxons' life and how this princess lived.
We hope we've given you a good idea of what we want the world to remember about Redcar and Cleveland.
We're going. Well, we did Captain Cook because, well, he's very important to our area. Captain Cook has brought tourism to Redcar because of his brave and dangerous voyages. He was born in Great Ayton, a small town near Gisborne, Middlesbrough. He was the first European to discover Hawaii. He called it the Sandwich Islands. Cook was a 18th century explorer and navigator whose achievements in mapping the Pacific, New Zealand and Australia radically changed Western perceptions of world geography. As one of the very few men of the 18th century Navy to rise through the ranks, Cook was particularly sympathetic to the needs of ordinary sailors.
Cook's third voyage was to find the Northwest Passage that was believed to link the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Unable to find the fabled route, took his two ships south and explored the island of Hawaii. Relations with the islands were sourced after the theft of a ship's boat. On the 14th of February, Cook tried to take the local leader hostage. There was a scuffle and Cook was stabbed and killed.
James Cook was born on the 27th of October 1728 in a small village near Middlesbrough in Yorkshire. His father was a farm worker. At the age of 17, Cook moved to the coast, settling in Whitby and finding work with a coal merchant. In 1755, Cook enlisted in the Royal Navy, serving in North America where he learnt to survey and chart coastal waters. Endeavour arrived in Tahiti in April 1769, where Green was able to observe the transit of Venus. Endeavour continued on to New Zealand and then sailed along the length of Australia's eastern coast, which had never before been seen by Europeans. Cook claimed it for Britain and named it New South Wales. Cook and his crew then returned home, arriving in July 1771.
In 1769, the planet Venus was due to pass in front of the Sun, a rare event visible only in the southern hemisphere. The British government decided to send an expedition to observe the phenomenon. A more secret motive was to search for the fabled southern continent. Cook was chosen as commander of the Whitby-built HMS Endeavour. Those on board included astronomer Charles Green and botanist Joseph Banks. In 1772, not satisfied by his previous exploits, Cook set out on a second voyage to look for the southern continent. His two ships sailed close to the Arctic coast, but were forced to turn back by the cold. They then visited New Zealand and Tahiti, returning to England in 1775.
We did a model of Captain Cook's ship out of these store things, and we obviously did his flag and his sail, and Josh and Joseph did a background with clouds, birds. So yeah, that's what we did with that.
And we also made a big size of his flag that was on board Endeavour. And here we've got a drawing, an artist's interpretation of the ship and a picture of Cook himself. And here we have the 3 different voyages of Captain Cook.
I think it would be good for Captain Cook to be remembered because he did good things that make our area known and it is personal to our area.
I think Captain Cook should definitely be remembered because of all the amazing things he did for our area.
Captain Cook should be remembered because he discovered so much and hugely contributed to the British Empire.
I think Captain Cook should be remembered because he's discovered new places and put our local area on the map.
Captain Cook should be remembered because he founded a lot of the world and is personal to our local area.
Thank you.
Thank you.